Today, we will talk about the joy of UX, user experience and interactive design for the developers. Actually, this semester I studied three books. One is Don't Me Think, which tells us some web design principles, especially this book tells us a lot of the layout and construction design, including some visual of the user. And then we study the design of everyday things, who tell me a lot of design principle and uh, tell us pay our more attention to the user. Let's focus on the UI. The third is the rocket surgery is made easy. Tell us a lot of story about test. I think the former two books are about in the process of the product design. The third is after design. I think this book is so interesting because this book is tell us the, what you should do before design. Of course, this book tell you about lot of after design. You need to test. You need to collection the data to fix your software. But the most interesting is what you should do before you design. And this book, I think, is a good thing for this book. Is this book show me two kids and tell us how to design your software from the beginning and after that. Okay, let's begin. You know, UX is not font and colors. A lot of developers think the UX is so important, but they never know what is UX. They always think the UX is UI because they never put themselves in the body or heart of the users. They, they can understand the product or they write, like they understand the song of himself, but they never understand the song of the others. They never know what they think. They never know the user's thinking and user's feeling. Actually, the UX is you must to thinking about the feeling of the users. For example, look these three picture. You know, this about it. First picture is product because your product including all the elements of the eating, including the food, the tooth, the bowl. You know, the UI like a bridge of the product and user. The user uses the UI tools, uses the snob to eat. So, what is UX? UX is the feeling when you're eating, the feeling when the user eating, the feeling, the feeling when the user use your software. That is UX. This book gave me an example, a good example of Google and UPS, led me to understand the UX. They are a big company, but you know sometimes the big company maybe have some mistake. First is a good example is Google. I I believe with everyone when they open the Google website, they will find the language is he can read. That means the Google servers can detect the country. Where are you? And I think this feeling of the user is good because they can feel the respect from the Google. But if you open the UPS home page, you will find you have to choose the place by yourself. What happened? The Google's programmer is smarter than the UPI's developer? I think no. I think the UPIs never think the user. That's a bad user experience because the user have to choose the place by themselves. So we have three corollaries. First one is the software that you write has zero value. Actually, is zero value is before the user uses that, like the money. Before you spend them, they are all the number in the bank. The second is the software increases the happiness or the productivity of the user in one or two ways. The software can help the user solve a special problem, write an article, pay a bill, navigate a car, or it may put the user into a state that they find pleasure, listen to music, play a video game, or video phone with her friend. Those are the only two cases that never can exist. Through something they blend into a hybrid. For example, a Chinese big company is Alibaba have a Chinese software named Zhifubao, who like a PayPal, want to add some social networking function. Finally, most people don't like that because all or most people just use it to pay a bill. Human is human. Most people can't blend the social networking and financial. Is finance is privacy, and social networking is open. The third is is user never think about the program they are using. They just want to solve the problem. They never care about how to run this program. So this book showed me a 7 steps for UX. One is personas. 2. What do users want? 3. Sketching and prototyping. prototyping. And the 4 is testing on the live user. The 5 is telemetry and analytics. The 6 is security and privacy. And the 7, he make make all the stamp together and make it just work. And then I will use my word to explain all of these 7 steps. The first one, to make some character as a visual users. It's not a real one, just a visual user. The second is understand your character and establish some story. Only a person, only the visual user is not enough. You must have a story. Your user needs some detail and background. Then The third step is to make a sketching, temporary or theoretical property. This property is your software. This property, depending on your character, actually is your actor and your story. The next step is to find some real one, like your character, to use the um, the theatrical property for you. Then you find your temporary theatrical property is good, and you make a real one, and do some math test to collect the statistic state and some information. Don't forget, don't forget the security and privacy plan for your character or your actor. Then polish all the work. I think this is all the procedure, like you direct a movie, right? Then I will explain every step for you. The first step is personals. You must first to putting a face on the user, and then to creating a simplest the personal, and adding some detail. You know, just to make a person, not a real person, and make the persons like a real one. For example, uh, here is a girl. Here is a girl, and his name is Alice. His work maybe is marketing. His work is assistant. His work is graphic design. Maybe his work is insurance inspection. Maybe just his work is web development. And you should give this girl a story. Like someone that looks this girl is a real girl. So even you can make a poster. The second step is to pay more attention to your users, is to try your best to understand what do user want. That means when you know who users are, turn our attention to what they want to do, what problem are they trying to solve, or what pleasurable state are they trying to enter. The next step is to do some the sketching and prototyping. You know, when you study to creating and refounding the potential solution to this particular problem for this particular users, I know designs prototyping need some cost, especially the time cost. If you don't want to rework or keeping fixing your software with your time, please to sketching and do some tests from users and ask the users, how about think my sketching or the software, which would save you time. And I find another good software for you, for the developers, is used in the MacBook. Here's a Flinto. This software special for the mobile development. It looks good. Next step is testing on the live users. You know, in this step explains why we need to test and how to test, like the light addition of the rocket surgery is made easy. We must remember two things, and that is you thought would make sense to the user didn't make sense, and the user had idea and need that had never occurred to me. In this stamp need a lot of technology if your company is not Google. When you finish a prototyping and first edition, you should get more real data and analysis. So, because you need to understand the action of the users, what section is they always exist, need to strong, which section there's few people to use. Mm, this section need to decline, even delete. All of them need mass data support. In this step, the book is tell you the series of the telemetry. You don't need to visit so much user one by one and face to face. You can get all of this through the technology, or you can ask some company to do that if you have enough money. And this book is recommended you a free tools to do some test for you and help you to collect some information. The next step is the security and privacy. This problem has talk, talked in the design of everyday things. Humans are innumerate, lazy, and distractible, even cooperative. In a word, human is human. In this part, mm, mm, the book also reminds the developers make some safe way to protect the human, because the human always makes some mistake, and even some mistake can't be avoided. The last part is remind you to final polish all the project, give you a lot of suggestion in case you forgot some things. This book try his best to let you feel the UX work is not boring. All the projects you like you are directing a movie. And I find this book gave me a lot of knowledge I can't get from another storybook about the UI design. I think it's a very good addition for me. So thank you.